What would it take to achieve any of your goals in this coming year? Well, in this video, I want to share how I plan to tackle 3 of my new recent goals that honestly I haven't struggled with for a very long time. But I want to show you exactly how I go from idea, from pain, to figuring out how to bridge that gap between suffering and what I want to build and draw into my life in this video. What's up guys, Alex Hine, author of the book Master the Day. Now, the first link in the description is for a free goal setting worksheet that's actually going to help you plan out how to have your best year ever. It'll help you figure out the rituals, the practices, and the mindsets to focus on to make this year epic. So you can check it out, first link in the description. So I want to show you guys how I plan on tackling 3 goals that are really for the first time in a long time, not about work in my life. They're really base fundamental goals because I got pretty derailed and pretty unhappy in the fall. So starting this new year, especially the first quarter of the year, the first 100 days, I've set 3 new goals. My 3 new goals are to rebuild my friend group. My second goal is to do anything it takes to sleep normally at night. And my third goal is to actively play 2 hours per day. So let me jump into my basic framework for attacking and tackling these goals. Remember my core philosophy, the philosophy I talk about here. If you change only 2 things, your life will guaranteed change. And those 2 things are the story you tell yourself and your daily rituals. So I immediately jumped into these new goals with, what's my story? What are the daily rituals? So let me walk you through those now. So in the first goal, rebuilding my friend group, the story was I had deeply ingrained stuff about being an introvert, about being a little bit of an isolated kid, even though I was never an unhappy kid. I have all these beliefs about living in a city where I don't really like the culture very much, and there's not that many people like me with my values, so that's isolating by itself. There's the frustration of my friend group dissolving and people getting in relationships and just disappearing on their friends. There's a lot of anger there. So the first thing I started with was analyzing the stories I'm telling myself, which were all of those things, and then coming up with a brand new story. Now the story that I'm using to re-empower myself is from Florence Shin's book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, which is that there are already new friends aligned and waiting to find me. They're going to arrive effortlessly at the perfect time. I have nothing to worry or stress about because they're going to show up exactly when they should. That's the new belief I have, right? After being aware of the negative beliefs, my empowering belief. So then I jump into what are my rituals to make this goal happen. So my ritual here for rebuilding my friend group is every Wednesday night, I've put together a notification on my calendar. It goes off at 7 p.m. and it says love and friends. Now in that note, there's literally a 6-point checklist. It's so cheesy, but you guys know how I am, on what to do if you're feeling isolated. So on my phone, it has a few points that are worth remembering for me. And I want to share what those are. So the first thing is that it mentions Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater, who said that meaningful relationships and meaningful work are the essence of life. If you have those 2 things, you're going to be super happy, and I agree. I also remind myself of other studies done, my past life experience, where the best years of my life were with the best friend groups. And then I just say 3 things. Reach out to your friends and follow up with them. Set up dinners and coffee meetings every single day and try never to eat alone. And then host mastermind dinners, so bring people together. So I went from in the fall being so depressed, like I've never really been depressed before, that was really depressed. And feeling isolated, feeling lonely, feeling just not like myself. And by doing that ritual, that has already kickstarted a new friend circle that I can be around. The second goal for me is to do anything it takes to sleep normally at night. So along with this derailing and going through a breakup and my friend group and all this other stuff, feeling exhausted already, it was just, I already was running on like 30% energy and that just took the wind out of my sails completely. I just like tanked. And so ironically, what I needed was really to sleep well, but one of the first problems was that I couldn't sleep. Some days I'd wake up after 3 hours and couldn't sleep, and all the next day I felt like I was having a meltdown. So the first thing, the story, right? Let's go back to the story and the rituals. The story. Why can't I sleep? I never can sleep. Why am I having these sleep problems? I'm going to have a friggin' heart attack if I can't get my sleep back to normal. All these fear thoughts. And so then I changed it to an empowering thought. I've never had sleep issues in my life. Eventually, my sleep will go back to normal. That was the first thing. I changed the narrative. And then, in terms of my sleep rituals, I started analyzing all the little things I was doing for my sleep. But what I realized was that more than anything, sleep is the barometer for how enjoyable your life is. Straight up, end of story. And if you have sleep issues, not guaranteed, not all the time, but if you have chronic sleep issues, it's a strong indicator of how you feel about your life, which is usually not very happy. So I just instead focused on building the most fun, epic life imaginable. And I tried not to spend any time alone. So rather than focusing on all these little sleep rituals, my core sleep ritual was number one, which was spending more time with people. And then the third one we're going to talk about, which was having more fun. So my third goal is to actively play 2 hours per day. Now the narrative here that was coming up was, oh, I have all these responsibilities. I'm in my last year of my doctorate. I'm running my company. I'm going to be moving soon. BS thoughts, right? Or, oh, the sad ones where I don't even know it's fun anymore. That's a really sad thought. Like, I don't really want to play video games. I don't bowling. Like, I don't know. What do I do for fun? That's a really scary kind of thought, to be honest. When you realize that most kids are so enthralled and drawn to creating fun wherever they go, that shows honestly how much work I had to do internally with that part of my life. So I just told myself, I naturally draw in fun experiences and fun people every single day. So the belief, rather than like, I can't have fun or I don't even know what's fun, was I naturally draw this in every single day. I draw in fun every single day. Okay? That was my mindset, the narrative, the story. And then my actual core habits were, I started by making a list of fun experiences or fun things, activities I would do as a kid and now as an adult. And I realized that for me to have fun that really pulled me out of myself, no matter how bad the pain or the unhappiness, the whatever, it was either mostly physical things in my body. So I really like playing sports, soccer, tennis, anything like that. It was anything around people. So if it was going to events, if it was helping other people, it was volunteering. Also being with animals, I noticed was a big thing. So then what I did for my ritual was I just wrote down a list of fun activities and I had to do one every single day for 2 hours. And worst came to worst, if I was by myself, then I would just I would play video games for 2 hours. I bought a freaking Xbox and I bought video games to play video games. So it went from, I'm so ridiculously depressed in the darkest phase of my life. I don't know what else to do. I don't have a social network anymore that I feel really connected to. I'm single, like a lot of darkness, to I draw in fun and amazing people every single day. And that was my safety thought over and over and over again. Trying to find anything that could draw in that positive experience and anything that could draw in those positive feelings when you're not really feeling that great for a prolonged period of time. So I hope that helps, kind of a personal insight into my 3 more non-material goals for the first time in a very, very long time, probably a decade. And eventually, maybe what I'll do is an update in 100 days and keep you updated on how that worked. Because, when you're in the thick of it in life, when you're just knee deep in shit, it feels like there's a feeling of hopelessness. It feels like there's almost nothing will ever change, like you can't get out of it. But I always like to do this with a review 100 days later to remind myself that I've gotten out of it before, so I can get out of it again. And I think that's really important because that creates an empowering belief rather than getting stuck in this for years or decades, which there are a lot of people who do. So, hope that helps you guys. Remember, if you want to change anything, change the story, change your rituals, track those daily, and you're going to see changes guaranteed, I promise. All right, so if you want help, click the first link in the description, download the free goal setting worksheet to plan out this kind of next phase of your life. That'll help you figure out exactly what to do to make this year incredible, or just the next week, the next month. Check it out right there, first link, and then my last related video is there and there to help you begin rebuilding as well.